First contact. The vast expanse of space had always called to humanity, a siren song of mystery and possibility. For centuries we had gazed up at the stars, wondering if we were alone in the universe. On a crisp autumn morning in 2157, we finally got our answer. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood transfixed before the massive viewscreen in Mission Control, her dark eyes wide with wonder. The image before her was grainy and distant, but unmistakable, an alien spacecraft, sleek and otherworldly, hanging in orbit around Saturn's moon Titan. "My God," she whispered, her voice barely audible of the frantic chatter filling the room. "We're not alone." As Earth's foremost xenolinguist, Elena had spent her entire career preparing for this moment. Now that it was here, she felt a curious mix of exhilaration and terror. Humanity's first contact with an alien species would shape the course of history. The weight of that responsibility settled heavily on her shoulders. Dr. Rodriguez, a firm voice cut through her reverie. She turned to see Admiral James Chen, his weathered face set in grim lines. "The Security Council is convening an emergency session. We need you there." Elena nodded, gathering her composure. "Of course, Admiral. Let's go make history." The next few hours passed in a blur of tense discussions and frantic preparations. World leaders debated how to respond to the alien presence, while military commanders drew up contingency plans for every scenario from peaceful contact to full-scale invasion. In the end, it was decided that humanity would extend a cautious welcome to our cosmic visitors. A small delegation would be sent to make first contact, led by Admiral Chen and Dr. Rodriguez. As they boarded the shuttle that would take them to the International Space Station, and from there to the alien ship, Elena felt her heart racing with anticipation. The journey seemed to take both an eternity and no time at all. Before she knew it, Elena found herself standing in an airlock, about to step onto an alien vessel. She took a deep breath, centering herself. "Ready?" Admiral Chen asked, his hand hovering over the airlock controls. Elena managed a shaky smile. "As I'll ever be." The airlock hissed open, revealing a corridor bathed in soft, blue-green light, and there, waiting for them, stood the aliens. They were tall and slender, with iridescent skin that shimmered like mother-of-pearl. Their eyes were huge and luminous, regarding the humans with an unsettling intensity. Elena's trained eye noted their body language, tense, but not overtly hostile. "Greetings," she said, her voice steady despite her nerves. "We come in peace as representatives of Earth." For a long moment, there was silence. Then, to Elena's amazement, one of the aliens stepped forward and spoke, in perfect English. "We are the Zarkari," it said, its voice melodious and androgynous. "We have been observing your world for some time. We come seeking knowledge and exchange." Admiral Chen's eyebrows shot up in surprise. "You speak our language." The Zarkari made a gesture that might have been a shrug. "We have analyzed your transmissions. Your languages are primitive, but not difficult to decipher." Elena winced internally at the casual dismissal of human achievement, but kept her diplomatic smile in place. "We're honored by your interest in our world. We have so many questions." "As do we," the Zarkari interrupted. "Your species is puzzling to us. So much potential, yet so much chaos. We wish to understand." Over the next few hours, the human delegation engaged in a surreal cultural exchange with the Zarkari. Elena's head spun as she tried to keep up with the rapid-fire questions and explanations. The aliens seemed particularly fixated on human emotions, which they found both fascinating and disturbing. "You feel so intensely, so often," one Zarkari observed, its luminous eyes fixed on Elena. "How can you bear it?" Before Elena could formulate a response, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. The Zarkari's demeanor changed instantly, their shimmering skin pulsing with agitation. "What's happening?" Admiral Chen demanded. The lead Zarkari's voice was tense. "We've detected multiple objects approaching at high velocity. Weapons, from the energy signatures." Elena's blood ran cold. From Earth? But that's impossible. We're here in peace. The Zarkari's gaze was accusing. Are you certain? Your kind is known for deception. Before anyone could respond, the ship rocked violently. The Zarkari moved with preternatural speed, securing the human delegation in a force field. Wait, Elena cried. This is a mistake. Let us contact our people. We can sort this out. But the Zarkari were no longer listening. As Elena watched in horror, the view screen showed a barrage of missiles streaking towards them from the direction of Earth. In that moment, Elena realized the monumental task that lay ahead. It wasn't just about communication or cultural exchange anymore. The very fate of human-alien relations, perhaps the fate of Earth itself, now rested on their ability to unravel this deadly misunderstanding. As the ship shuddered under another impact, Elena met Admiral Chen's grim gaze. They both knew the same thing. They had to find a way to stop this conflict, and fast. Because if they failed, first contact might very well become humanity's last. The Zarkari ship accelerated, pulling away from the incoming missiles with impossible speed. Elena stumbled, disoriented by the sudden movement and the gravity fluctuations. She could see the fear and confusion on the faces of her fellow humans, mirrored in the agitated pulsing of the Zarkari's bioluminescent skin. Please, she called out to their alien hosts, struggling to keep her voice calm and reasonable. There must be some mistake. Let us contact our governments. We can clear this up. The lead Zarkari turned its unsettling gaze upon her. Your weapons say otherwise, human. We came in peace, and you responded with violence. Typical. Admiral Chen stepped forward, his jaw set in determination. Listen to me. I am an officer of Earth's combined defense forces. I give you my word. This attack was not authorized. Something else is going on here. For a tense moment, Elena thought the Zarkari would simply ignore them. Then, almost imperceptibly, the alien's posture shifted. Explain, it said. Chen took a deep breath. Earth's governments agreed unanimously to peaceful first contact. This attack makes no sense. Either there's been a catastrophic miscommunication, or someone else is behind this. Elena finished, her mind racing. A rogue nation, or some group that wants to sabotage our meeting. The Zarkari conferred among themselves in their own language, a series of melodic trills and clicks that Elena's linguist's ear itched to analyze. Finally, the leader turned back to the humans. We will investigate your claim, it said, but be warned, if we detect any further deception, the consequences will be severe. The force field around the human delegation shimmered and vanished. Elena let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Over the next few hours, a flurry of communications flew back and forth between the Zarkari ship, Earth's governments, and military commands. Elena and Admiral Chen worked tirelessly, translating, explaining, and negotiating. Slowly, a picture began to emerge. The missiles had indeed been launched from Earth, but not by any recognized government or military. An extremist group calling themselves Earth First had somehow gained control of an old, decommissioned missile silo. Their goal was simple and chilling: to destroy the alien visitors and keep humanity pure and untainted by Xeno influence. As the truth came to light, Elena could see the Zarkari's agitation gradually subsiding, but she knew they weren't out of the woods yet. The aliens' trust had been severely shaken, and rebuilding it would be no easy task. We understand this attack does not represent the will of your people, the Zarkari leader said at last, but it demonstrates the dangerous instability of your world. Perhaps you are not yet ready for contact with other civilizations. Elena felt a surge of desperation. They couldn't let this opportunity slip away, not when they come so far. Please, he said, stepping forward, don't judge our entire species by the actions of a misguided few. Humanity has so much to offer, so much to learn. Give us a chance to prove ourselves. The Zarkari regarded her with those unsettling, luminous eyes. And how would you propose to do that, Dr. Rodriguez? Elena hesitated for just a moment before squaring her shoulders. A cultural exchange, she said firmly. Not just a brief meeting like this, but a true, in-depth sharing of knowledge and ideas. Let a delegation from Earth visit your world and send some of your people to study ours. We can learn from each other, grow together. She could feel Admiral Chen's surprised gaze on her back, but she pressed on. I volunteer to lead the human delegation. I give you my word, we will come in peace, with open minds and hearts. For a long moment, there was silence. Elena held her breath, acutely aware that the future of human-alien relations hung in the balance. Finally, the Zarkari leader spoke. Your proposal is intriguing, Dr. Rodriguez. We will consider it. But know this, we will be watching your world closely. Any further aggression will not be tolerated. Elena nodded, relief washing over her. It wasn't a full agreement, but it was hope. As the Zarkari moved away to confer among themselves, Admiral Chen pulled her aside. That was a bold move, Doctor, he said in a low voice. Are you sure about this? We know almost nothing about their world, their customs. It could be dangerous. Elena met his concerned gaze steadily. We have to try, Admiral. This is our chance to build a bridge between our species. Yes, it's a risk, but isn't that what exploration is all about? Pushing boundaries, seeking the unknown. A slow smile spread across Chen's weathered face. Well said, Doctor. I'll support your proposal to the Security Council. Let's just hope the Zarkari agree. As if on cue, the alien leader approached them once more. We have reached a decision, it announced. We will accept your proposal for a cultural exchange with conditions. A small delegation from each of our peoples will visit the other's world. You will learn our ways, and we will observe yours. Through this, we will determine if your species is truly ready for a place among the galactic community. Elena's heart soared. This was more than she dared hope for. Thank you, she said earnestly. You won't regret this. We have so much to share, so much to learn from each other. The Zarkari made a gesture that might have been the alien equivalent of a smile. We shall see, Dr. Rodriguez. We shall see. As preparations began for the unprecedented exchange, Elena felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. She knew the road ahead would not be easy. Misunderstandings, culture shocks, and lingering mistrust would all have to be overcome. But as she looked out at the star-studded expanse of space, Elena felt a surge of determination. This was humanity's chance to prove itself, to take its first real steps into a larger universe. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them. The journey of 1,000 light years, she thought with a smile, begins with a single step. And today, humanity had taken that step. The cosmic crucible. The gleaming spires of Zarkaria loomed before Elena, their crystalline structures refracting the light of 2 alien suns. After months of preparation and a journey across unimaginable distances, the human delegation had finally arrived on the homeworld of the Zarkari. Elena's heart raced with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as their shuttle descended towards the alien metropolis. Breathtaking, murmured Dr. Raj Patel, the team's xenobiologist. His dark eyes were wide with wonder as he took in the otherworldly landscape. Elena nodded in agreement, but her mind was already racing ahead to the challenges that awaited them. This wasn't just a scientific expedition or a diplomatic mission. It was humanity's chance to prove itself worthy of a place among the stars. As the shuttle touched down on a shimmering landing pad, Elena straightened her shoulders and addressed her team. Remember, she said, her voice steady despite her nerves, we're not just scientists or diplomats here. We're ambassadors for our entire species. Every action, every word, could have far-reaching consequences. Let's make Earth proud. The team nodded solemnly, the weight of their responsibility evident in their expressions. As the shuttle's doors hissed open, Elena took a deep breath and stepped out onto alien soil. A group of Zarkari waited to greet them, their iridescent skin shimmering in the golden light of their twin suns. At their head stood a familiar figure, Jorak, the Zarkari leader who had first made contact with humanity. "Welcome to Zarkaria," Jorak said, its melodious voice carrying a hint of what Elena thought might be amusement. "We hope you find our world enlightening." Elena bowed slightly, a gesture they had agreed upon as a sign of respect. "We're honored to be here," she replied. "Thank you for this opportunity." As the human team was led into the heart of the alien city, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, not just by the Zarkari around them, but by countless hidden eyes. She remembered Jorak's words from their first meeting. "We will be watching your world closely." It seemed that scrutiny extended to their little group as well. Over the next few days, the humans were given a whirlwind tour of Zarkari society. They marveled at technologies centuries beyond Earth's capabilities, struggled to comprehend alien art forms that engaged senses humans didn't even possess, and engaged in philosophical debates that left their minds reeling. But beneath the wonder and excitement, Elena sensed an undercurrent of tension. The Zarkari were cordial, but distant. Their questions about human society often had a sharp edge, probing at humanity's flaws and failings. On the 5th day of their visit, Jorak summoned Elena to a private meeting. The Zarkari leader's luminous eyes seemed to bore into her as it spoke. "Your species intrigues us, Dr. Rodriguez," Jorak said. "You have achieved much in a short time, and yet you remain so volatile, so unpredictable. We wondered if you are truly ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the galactic community." Elena felt a chill run down her spine. This was the moment she had been dreading, the moment when humanity's worthiness would be judged. "We have our flaws," she admitted carefully, "but we're striving to overcome them. Humanity has made great strides in peace, in cooperation, in understanding our place in the universe." Jorak made a gesture that Elena had learned was the Zarkari equivalent of a skeptical frown. "Words," it said dismissively. "We have seen the violence in your history, the conflicts that still plague your world. How can we trust that you won't bring that chaos to the stars?" Elena's mind raced. She knew that this conversation could make or break humanity's future among the stars. Then, an idea struck her, bold, potentially disastrous, but with the potential to change everything. "A challenge," she said, her voice ringing with conviction. "Set us a task, something that will prove our worth. Not just our technological capabilities, but our creativity, our adaptability, our ability to cooperate and overcome obstacles." Jorak's bioluminescent skin pulsed with interest. "Intriguing," it said. "And what would you stake on this challenge?" Elena took a deep breath. "Everything," she said. "If we fail, we'll return to Earth and cease all attempts at joining the galactic community until you deem us ready. But if we succeed, you'll welcome us as equals and help us take our place among the stars." For a long moment, Jorak was silent, its alien features unreadable. Then, slowly, it nodded. "Very well, Dr. Rodriguez. We accept your proposal. We will devise a challenge that will test your species to its limits. Be warned, this will not be easy. The fate of humanity's cosmic future will rest on your success or failure." As Elena left the meeting, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration, she knew she had just committed humanity to a trial by fire. But deep down, she believed in her species. Humans have faced impossible odds before and triumphed. Whatever challenge the Zarkari set, she was convinced that human ingenuity, determination, and spirit would see them through. Little did Elena know that the challenge awaiting them would push humanity to the very brink of its capabilities, forcing them to confront not just alien mysteries, but the very essence of what it meant to be human. The cosmic crucible was about to begin, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As news of the impending challenge spread through the human delegation, reactions were mixed. Some, like Dr. Patel, were thrilled at the opportunity to prove humanity's worth. Others, like Security Chief Sarah Chen, were more cautious, worried about the unknown risks they might face. Elena gathered her team, her expression serious. "I know this is not what we expected when we came here," she said. "But this is our chance, perhaps our only chance, to secure humanity's place among the stars. Whatever the Zarkari throw at us, we'll face it together. Are you with me? One by one, the team nodded, their faces set with determination. As they prepared for the unknown trial ahead, Elena couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Whatever happened, she knew that this group of humans would give it their all. The next day, Jorak summoned the entire human delegation to a vast, dome-shaped structure on the outskirts of the city. As they entered, Elena gasped. The interior was like nothing she had ever seen, a swirling, ever-changing landscape of light and shadow, defying all laws of physics she knew. Welcome, Jorak's voice echoed around them, to the nexus of realities. This is where your challenge will take place. The alien leader explained that the nexus was a place where the fabric of space-time was malleable, allowing for the creation of complex, multi-layered puzzles and scenarios. The human team would be faced with a series of increasingly difficult challenges, each designed to test a different aspect of their capabilities and character. You will have 3 cycles of our suns to complete all challenges, Jorak said. Fail, and humanity's cosmic ambitions end here. Succeed, and a new era of cooperation will begin. As the Zarkari left them to prepare, Elena turned to her team. She could see the mix of fear and excitement on their faces, mirroring her own emotions. Whatever happens in there, she said, her voice steady, remember why we're here. We're not just representing ourselves, or even our countries. We're standing for all of humanity past, present, and future. Let's show the galaxy what humans are truly capable of. With those words, the human team stepped into the swirling energies of the Nexus, ready to face whatever trials awaited them. As the strange, shifting reality enveloped them, Elena silently hoped that their human spirit, that unique blend of curiosity, determination, and adaptability, would be enough to see them through. The cosmic crucible had begun, and the fate of humanity hung in the balance. The quantum conundrum. As the swirling energies of the Nexus enveloped them, Elena and her team found themselves in a vast ethereal space. Streams of data and quantum particles flowed around them, forming intricate patterns that boggled the mind. Welcome to the first challenge, Jorak's voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. You must unravel the quantum conundrum, a problem that has puzzled our greatest minds for millennia. Before them materialized a holographic representation of an impossibly complex equation. Symbols and notations, both familiar and utterly alien, twisted and morphed in mind-bending ways. Decode this equation, Jorak continued, and you unlock the secret to manipulating the very fabric of spacetime. You have until the twin suns align to complete this task. As the alien presence faded, Elena turned to her team, her eyes blazing with determination. All right, people, this is what we've prepared for. Dr. Patel, Dr. Chen, I need you on quantum mechanics. Dr. Alvarez, focus on the alien symbology. The rest of you, start cross-referencing with every scientific theory we know. The team sprang into action, their minds working in overdrive. Hours blended into days as they grappled with concepts that stretched the very limits of human understanding. Sleep became a luxury, replaced by stims and sheer force of will. On the 5th day, as exhaustion threatened to overwhelm them, Dr. Samantha Wong, their resident polymath, had a breakthrough. Wait, she exclaimed, her eyes wide. We've been approaching this all wrong. It's not just an equation, it's a map. The team gathered around as Samantha explained her theory. The equation wasn't meant to be solved in the traditional sense. It was a multidimensional representation of spacetime itself. By manipulating certain variables, they could theoretically navigate through different realities. Elena felt a surge of excitement. This was the kind of out-of-the-box thinking that humanity excelled at. Brilliant work, Samantha. Now, how do we prove it? The next 2 days were a flurry of activity as the team worked to build a rudimentary quantum interface. Using salvaged alien tech and good old-fashioned human ingenuity, they cobbled together a device that could interact with the equation map. As the twin suns of Zarkaria neared alignment, Elena stepped up to the interface. The fate of humanity rested on this moment. With a deep breath, she began the activation sequence. The air around them shimmered and crackled with energy. The equation map pulsed and shifted, responding to their input. Suddenly, a rift opened before them, a window into another reality. Through the rift, they could see glimpses of alternate Earths, of pasts and futures that might have been. It was beautiful, terrifying, and utterly mesmerizing. As the last photons of the aligned suns faded, Jorak reappeared, its bioluminescence pulsing with what Elena hoped was approval. "Remarkable," the aliens said. "You have not only solved the quantum conundrum, but have taken the first steps towards practical application. Your species continues to surprise us, Dr. Rodriguez." Elena allowed herself a small smile of triumph. "Thank you," she said, "but I sense this is just the beginning." Jorak's alien features shifted into what might have been a smile. "Indeed, you have passed the first trial, but greater challenges await. Rest now, humans. You will need all your strength for what comes next." As the team celebrated their victory, Elena couldn't shake a feeling of unease. They had proven their intellectual prowess, yes, but she knew the Zarkari would be testing more than just their minds. The true tests of humanity's worth were yet to come. Little did they know that the next challenge would push them beyond the boundaries of physical reality, forcing them to confront the very nature of consciousness itself. The psychic labyrinth awaited, and with it, revelations that would shake the foundations of human understanding. As the team prepared for their next trial, tensions on Earth reached a boiling point. News of the cosmic challenge had leaked, and humanity was divided. Some saw it as a glorious opportunity, others as a foolish risk. Protests erupted in major cities, while governments scrambled to present a unified front. In the depths of space, aboard the Zarkari mothership, Elena and her team steeled themselves for whatever mind-bending trial awaited them. They had touched the fabric of reality itself, but the true test of humanity's spirit was just beginning. The empathy enigma. As the human team stepped into the next chamber of the Nexus, they found themselves in a vast, shimmering dome. The walls pulsed with bioluminescent patterns, reminiscent of neural networks. Jorek's voice resonated around them. "Welcome to the empathy enigma. Here, you will face perhaps your greatest challenge yet, understanding the incomprehensible." Suddenly, the team was engulfed in a kaleidoscope of alien sensations. Colors they had never seen before flooded their vision, sounds beyond human hearing rang in their ears, and emotions they couldn't name coursed through their bodies. "What you're experiencing," Jorek explained, "are the sensory and emotional inputs of 1,000 different alien species from across the galaxy. Your task is to make sense of it all, to find common ground in the chaos of cosmic diversity." Elena's mind reeled as she tried to process the overwhelming influx of information. She could sense her teammates similarly struggling, some even on the verge of panic. "Focus, everyone," she called out, fighting to keep her own voice steady. "Remember our training. Compartmentalize, categorize, find patterns." For what felt like eternity, the human team grappled with the alien perceptions. They learned to distinguish between the razor-sharp clarity of crystalline beings and the murky depth perception of methane-breathing giants. They deciphered emotions that existed in spectrums beyond human comprehension. Dr. Pertel was the first to make a breakthrough. "It's all interconnected," he exclaimed. "These aren't just random sensations, they're a galactic ecosystem of experiences." Building on his insight, the team began to map out the intricate web of alien perceptions. They discovered that what seemed like chaos was actually a beautifully complex system of shared experiences and unique perspectives. As they delved deeper, Elena had an epiphany. "We're looking at this all wrong," she said. "We're trying to categorize everything, to fit it into human terms. But that's not the point. The challenge isn't to understand everything, it's to accept that we can't, and to find unity in our differences." With this new approach, the team's perspective shifted dramatically. Instead of trying to analyze each alien input, they started looking for commonalities, for the threads that connected all sentient experiences. They found joy in the song of star whales and sorrow in the pheromones of hive-mind insects. They discovered that love, fear, curiosity, these were universal constants, even if they were expressed in wildly different ways. As the final pieces fell into place, the cacophony of alien sensations coalesced into a harmonious symphony of cosmic consciousness. The dome around them lit up with a dazzling display of interconnected patterns, reflecting the team's newfound understanding. Jorak reappeared, its bioluminescence pulsing with what Elena now recognized as deep emotion. "Extraordinary," the aliens said. "You have not only survived the empathy enigma, but have embraced it fully. Perhaps there is hope for your species yet." Elena stepped forward, her eyes shining with the lingering echoes of 1,000 alien worlds. "We may not understand everything about the universe," she said, "but we understand enough to know that our differences are our strength. Humanity is ready to take its place in the galactic community, not as conquerors or subjects, but as partners in cosmic diversity." Jorek regarded her for a long moment, its alien features unreadable. Then, to everyone's shock, it extended a limb in what was unmistakably a human-style handshake. "You have passed the final test, Dr. Rodriguez. Your species has proven itself worthy of the stars." As Elena clasped the alien appendage, she felt a surge of emotion, not just her own, but echoes of the countless alien experiences she had shared. In that moment, she knew that humanity had taken its first true step into a larger universe. But even as they celebrated their triumph, a new challenge loomed on the horizon. The gates to the cosmos had been thrown open, and humanity would soon face the wonders and perils of a universe far stranger and more wonderful than they had ever imagined. As news of their success reached Earth, the planet erupted in jubilation. Humanity had passed the cosmic test, proving itself worthy of joining the galactic community. But with this triumph came new responsibilities and unforeseen dangers. Elena and her team returned to Earth as heroes, but they knew their work was far from over. They had glimpsed the true vastness and diversity of the cosmos, and now bore the responsibility of preparing humanity for its new role on the galactic stage. As they stepped off their shuttle onto home soil, Elena turned to her team with a mixture of pride and determination. "We've opened the door," she said, "but the real journey is just beginning. Are you ready to guide humanity into a new age of cosmic citizenship?" The team's resounding cheer was echoed by the crowds gathered to welcome them home. As Elena looked out at the sea of faces, she knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them together, not just as a species, but as part of a greater cosmic family. The stars had never seemed closer or more full of promise. The cosmic confluence, the gleaming spires of New Geneva stretched towards the sky, a testament to humanity's newfound place in the galactic community. 10 years had passed since Elena Rodriguez and her team had proven humanity's worth to the Zarkari, and Earth had undergone a transformation that would have seemed impossible a decade ago. Elena stood at the window of her office in the United Earth Embassy, watching as ships from a dozen alien species glided through the atmosphere. The sight still filled her with wonder, even after all this time. "Dr. Rodriguez," her AI assistant chimed. "The Galactic Council session is about to begin." Elena straightened her uniform, adorned with the insignia of Earth's first cosmic ambassador. "Thank you, AIA. Let's make history, shall we?" As she made her way to the teleportation chamber, Elena reflected on the incredible journey that had led to this moment. The years following the Zarkari trials had been a whirlwind of technological advancements, cultural exchanges, and diplomatic challenges. Humanity had taken its first tentative steps into the wider galaxy, establishing colonies on distant worlds and forging alliances with alien civilizations. But it hadn't all been smooth sailing. The sudden influx of advanced alien tech had caused economic upheavals on Earth. Some fringe groups, fearful of cosmic influence, had turned to terrorism. And there were always those in the galactic community who viewed humans as upstarts, unworthy of their newfound status. Today's Galactic Council session would be crucial in cementing humanity's position among the stars. Elena stepped onto the teleportation pad, took a deep breath, and felt the familiar tingle as her atoms were disassembled and shot across light years of space. She rematerialized in the Grand Chamber of Harmony, a colossal structure that served as the seat of galactic government. Representatives from thousands of species filled the tiered seats, their forms as diverse as the stars themselves. As Elena took her place at the human delegation's podium, she caught sight of a familiar face, or rather, a familiar shimmer of bioluminescence. Jorak, now serving as the Zarkari ambassador, gave her the equivalent of an encouraging nod. The council president, a being of pure energy contained within a hovering orb, called the session to order. Esteemed representatives, its voice resonated telepathically. We face a crisis that threatens the very fabric of our galactic society. A holographic display sprang to life in the center of the chamber, showing a massive tear in the fabric of space-time. Gasps and murmurs of concern rippled through the assembly. The void rift, the president continued, has been growing at an alarming rate. Our best scientists project that if left unchecked, it could consume entire star systems within a galactic year. Elena leaned forward, her mind racing. She had heard whispers of the void rift, but hadn't realized the situation was so dire. We have exhausted our known methods of containing such phenomena, the president said, but perhaps our newest members might offer a fresh perspective. All eyes in the chamber turned to Elena. She felt the weight of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy resting on her shoulders. Taking a deep breath, Elena stepped up to the central platform. As she began to speak, she drew upon everything she had learned in the past decade, the scientific breakthroughs, the diplomatic triumphs, and most importantly, the unique human spirit that had brought them to the stars. Esteemed members of the council, she began, her voice strong and clear. Humanity may be young in cosmic terms, but we have faced extinction-level threats before. Each time, we have survived through innovation, cooperation, and an unwavering will to endure. She gestured to the holographic void rift. This threat is greater than anything we've faced before, but so is our collective strength. I propose a joint task force combining the greatest minds from every civilization represented here. Murmurs of interest rippled through the chamber. Elena continued, her passion evident in every word. But we need more than just scientific knowledge. We need the wisdom of species who have weathered cosmic storms for millions of years. We need the creativity of cultures who see reality in ways we can't imagine. And yes, we need humanity's unique gift for thinking outside the box. As Elena outlined her plan, a daring combination of cutting-edge physics, ancient cosmic wisdom, and audacious human ingenuity, she could see the mood in the chamber shifting. Hope began to replace fear, determination overshadowed doubt. When she finished speaking, there was a moment of profound silence. Then, one by one, representatives began to signal their assent. The Galactic Council had never seen such a unanimous decision. As the session adjourned and preparations for the great work ahead began, Elena felt a presence beside her. It was Zorak, its bioluminescence pulsing with what she now recognized as pride. "You have come far, Dr. Rodriguez," the alien said. "Further than we ever imagined when we first encountered your kind." Elena smiled, thinking back to that first meeting a decade ago. "We had a lot to prove," she said. "We still do, but now we know we don't have to do it alone." As they looked out at the diverse crowd of cosmic citizens, all united in a common cause, Elena felt a surge of optimism. The Void Rift was a terrible threat, yes, but it had brought the galaxy together in unprecedented ways. Whatever the outcome, she knew that this cosmic confluence of cultures and ideas would change the course of galactic history. The chamber began to empty as representatives rushed off to begin preparations. Elena squared her shoulders, ready to face the challenges ahead. Humanity had earned its place among the stars, and now it was time to help save them. As she left the Grand Chamber of Harmony, Elena couldn't help but smile. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning, and she couldn't wait to see where it would lead.